Hello, and thank you for joining me in another episode of the Tech Exec podcast, where we create teams worth leading. As always, I'm Aviv Ben-Yosef, and today we'll be talking about non-choices. And this is something that I see repeatedly with a bunch of leaders, executives, especially CEOs nowadays, and that is that they make non-choices. A choice is about selecting one thing, and oftentimes they think that they've made a selection, but no, they are selecting to remain in non-selection. And that thing can either be an amazing success or a catastrophic failure. And I want to talk about both. The first case where these things really succeed is when they are coupled not with a little child's attitude of saying, no, I want both, but with understanding that maybe we have an opportunity here. So presented with a choice, the CEO that thinks about, wait, can it be both? Actually thinking about it and saying, I do not agree with your premise that we have to make a choice here. I think that there's a way to find a solution to achieve both. And that's oftentimes a force multiplier from the company. So we don't have to choose that market segment or the other if we do this. We don't have to select delivering this way or shipping that if we have the ability to do that. I've seen it happen in the past, for example, when the company decided to invest in something in order to unlock a new capability. So we did something, and now we no longer need to choose between several experiments because we have an experimentation framework that makes it a lot easier. Or we decided to invest in creating a new team to lead a product because we had clear indication that both product directions are worthwhile, have value, have the ability to turn into amazing business opportunities, and we had the capability to launch both of them at the same time because we had the money. Okay, that's, I'm guessing, a good choice, right? Rather than do it serially, if you have the ability to do things in parallel at a good enough bar of quality, do it. But that's not something that many people do. Many would either go for a choice not understanding that this is not necessarily a choice, or demand both with not understanding that you have to do something, because if it was trivial to achieve both, someone would have thought about it as well. You need to think about how you're going to achieve that. But if you find those are amazing opportunities to show what leadership is all about. Now, the other side of the coin is when we have non-choices that are really bad. And this is essentially the kid stomping their feet and saying, I want both, without providing any real way of helping your team. So if you're saying, yeah, I want to both have a very well-planned roadmap that the team delivers on amazingly every quarter, and yet I want to maintain the remarkable ability to come up with my capriciousness and ask for things every single day, almost literally, well, then that's not really a non-choice. That shows a way to achieve the superposition that we talked about earlier. This is just you saying, I don't know, work harder, find a way, without helping the team find really a solution for a problem that might not be solvable. And those non-choices are what happens when we say that we have two priorities. And when those two priorities clash, what are you supposed to do? Priority, when it comes to the etymology of the word, needs to be a single thing. You have a single priority. The next is next, literally. So I want you to consider right now, where are you facing choices where you might be able to create the superposition and have a force multiplier? And when are you just stomping your feet demanding a non-choice where it doesn't make any sense? Either way, you have so much to gain by realizing this. So take the time, understand it, and teach it to your management team because it's really going to pay off. That's it for this week. Thank you for joining me. As always, do check out the show notes for links to my regular newsletter as well as my books. And I'll be here next week. Thank you.